Join me today for these amazing beef sticks. There's a secret ingredient inside. Stay tuned to see what that is. Alright, so the other day I was at the grocery store. I was wanting to pick up some beef sticks, and they were exaggerating here a lot. About $400 a pound, and that was just ridiculous. So what I did is I just got some 93.7 beef here, and then I picked up a pork loin, trimmed all the fat off of it, and then ground it up myself. This is the second batch I'm making out of that, so I've already used half of the pork loin. Go ahead and get a glove on real fast. And in these, all the ingredients you see here are gonna go into the beef sticks, but there's a secret ingredient that I always put in my beef sticks that will just change how your beef sticks come out. So you wanna stick around for that secret ingredient. All right, so here is 1 pound of ground pork, as lean as I can make it. Then I'm gonna add 2 pounds of this 93.7 tube meat beef. Of course, if you have some lean brisket trimmings or something like that, by all means, use what you got. I don't have any extra trimmings laying around right now, or I would have just ground up my own. All right, what I have here is some 0 carb brown sugar. This is 3 tablespoons. Don't worry about remembering this. I'll put everything down in the description. This is just some stuff by Truvia. It's just fake sugar. So no carb, makes it maybe a little bit healthier, maybe not. Here I have some pink curing salt, some regular salt. You can use sea salt. I have kosher salt in here. Some 16 mesh black pepper. The seasoned salt, you can use Lowry's, but on this particular one, I have the chili lime Lowry's in there. And then this one is crushed red pepper, paprika, granulated garlic, granulated onion powder, and some cayenne. And then this is gonna be pretty dry. Normally I don't add a lot of extra liquid to this, so I'm gonna add just a little bit of teriyaki, and then a little bit of some of this W sauce. I'm really in love with this sauce. I'm gonna do about 2 tablespoons here. Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and get all this mixed together. If I need to loosen it up a little bit, have some water here. I can add it if I need to. It's not really tacking up like it needs to. Just add a touch of water to this. Now I'm not going to use casings on mine, so you don't want to make it too loose when you're not using casings, because it will not hold its shape very well. If you're using casings, you can make it quite a bit looser. All right, there we go. Starting to stick to my gloves. All right, so for 3 pounds of meat here, I'm going to use 1 bag of my secret ingredient, and that is going to be some dried cherries. This really changes texture and everything of these. Now these are not going to be ground, but one more thing I'm going to do before we call it a day is I'm going to put all this in a food processor and process the living crap out of it, because one thing I like is the stringier texture of like a Slim Jim, very fine and stringy. So just 1 bag of this. Now, if you're using all your own meat and you're doing your own grind, normally what you'd want to do would be to just put the seasoning on the meat and then put the cherries in and just run everything through the grinder. Once on a coarse and once on a fine, and it'll mix everything for you. But since I'm using some pre-ground meat here and I'm not going to be putting this through the grinder, I am just going to have the food processor finish up these cherries for me. So what I'm going to do now is put this back in the fridge, because I want it to stay cold, because the food processor is going to heat this up quite a bit. And I'll get the food processor ready and I'll bring you back for that. All right, so we got our chilled meat here. I'm going to take about half of this, put it in our food processor here. And then I'm going to run this on high for about 1 minute. All right. So that's really changed the texture of that meat. Get this all taken out and put the other half in. And also you can see it made it extremely tacky. Yeah, you can see the difference here between the processed on my right and the unprocessed on my left. Get our lid back on and let this go for 1 minute. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover my meat here and let this sit in the fridge overnight. Let that pink curing salt do its thing. And then tomorrow we got a few more ingredients, maybe just one more ingredient to add to it tomorrow. And then we'll get this in stick form and get it cooked. All right, it is the next day. We have one more ingredient to add to this, and it is some encapsulated citric acid. Make sure you're using encapsulated here. If you put normal citric acid in, it is going to make the color dry and your sticks extremely brittle. If you want some of this, I'll leave a link down in the description of what I bought. It's about $9 for, probably do about 25 pounds of beef, of some meat sticks. Use very little of it. This is 3 grams. Just gonna add a little bit to the top here. Give that a quick mix. Add some more. Add the rest. Now you want to add this at the very, very end of the process, because what it'll do is if you break the encapsulation with the blender, the mixer, the grinder, anything, same thing will happen as if you add normal citric acid. You'll get extremely brittle sticks, and the color will basically, they'll be gray. I'm gonna just mix this for a few minutes by hand, and I'll bring you back. All right, a few minutes later, pretty confident everything's nice and mixed up. This is the jerky gun I settled on. Again, bought this off Amazon. Very highly rated. Very good quality from what I could tell. The reviews are great on it. Again, leave a link in the description below. Has a lot of different tips on it for getting everything out faster, and has a very high capacity for a jerky gun. Just about half the price of the Meet Your Maker gun. And about the same quality from what I could tell. All right, let's go ahead and get our trays here. Get a little bit of food lube on these. The one thing that really sold me about this is it has this double tip, so you can just get them out twice as fast. One thing I like to do is take a little bit of lube, squirt down on my barrel here. I'm just going to take this glove off. They don't cost enough to worry about. And then you can get that all lubed up inside. Get our meat in a tube shape already for the gun. This one comes with a packer. All right, then I'll bring you in closer to show you the process for this. All right, here, so you can see I'm using the double barrel to where 2 meat sticks will come out at the same time. Just makes for a faster way to get the product out. So on this grate here, it happens to fit perfectly, where we just put 1 meat stick on every other grate. Go ahead and speed along here so you don't have to see all this. Yeah, this kind of makes it really easy to do this. You can see those cherry pockets and the seeds and everything. Just makes this look like a delicious meat stick. Go ahead and refill the gun here and get over to the second tray. See how fast this goes. Even though I have it sped up, it's not that sped up. And then whenever we run out at the end, I'll put it back to normal speed. Then I end up just using the clean out tool to push out this little bit that just won't come out the end here. Just pop that off. Then just use this little snake cleanout tool, push those out. And now we'll get everything taken out to the grill. Let's go outside. All right, so we've reached a steady state of about 160. See here, we reached about 160, about perfect where I want to be, and we're staying still, so go ahead and get our grill open here. See, I've got my meter, top shelf, and I've got my deflectors on. Put that all the way at the end. And then this one, where we don't have much, just put that down over the smoke so everything will come over the top. Probably leave this for about 2 hours. We'll come over here and we'll roll those around, change to the configuration a little bit for even coverage. Yeah, I'm not going to touch these for about 2 hours. Bring you back. Okay, after about 2 hours and 10 minutes here, about the 150 mark, so go ahead and take a look at these. Pretty much been undisturbed besides this little mess I made over here doing another video. We're going to go ahead and just take these. We're going to roll them so the other side gets some smoke over the top. So go ahead and pull one of these off. Shut that down. I'm going to move you guys over here. I'm just going to take all these and turn them over. And we'll do the same thing to the other one. Okay, we'll let these go for about another 2 hours, and then we'll turn the heat up. See here, we're roughly 4 hours in. Been a little bit less than 2 hours since our last check-in. Nice amount of color on all these, all the way around. Let's go ahead and bump our P number down from 6, 7, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're on P4 now instead of P6. Should get our temperatures up a little bit higher. About 30 minutes I'll come back out, take an internal temperature on these, and maybe adjust our temperature up a little bit without the P number, maybe about 200, 225, but whenever we come back out, I'll let you know what we turn it to. All right, so it's only been about 20 minutes and we've not really raised any temperature, about 10 degrees. I don't even know if you can see this at all on camera. I sure as hell can't. But anyway, our probe's only reading about 210 inside. So instead of messing around with the P setting anymore, just gonna turn this to 200, see if our temperatures go up anymore. If I can't get about 190 to 200 out of the 200 degree, turn it up to 225. Internally on these meat sticks, we're about 125 degrees, so I need to get that up. About 150 for a couple hours. Or 165 for a short period of time. But yeah, about another hour or so, I think we should be done, as long as I can get the temperature in the grill up to a decent temperature. But I'll bring you back as soon as that. If I make any changes, I'll bring you back for that also. So we're about 200 inside, ambient. Let's go ahead and check what our inside stick temperature is. Ouch. It's about 165, so I think we're good on that. Same there. I get the same here, but I think we're good. Yep, 165. We're going to turn our smoker off, let this cool down a little bit. Too hot to even grab. It's about 10-15 minutes to cool down. I'll grab these off, take these inside, and we'll have ourselves a nice, delicious taste test. All right, everybody, here I have my finished meat sticks. I hope you enjoyed this video so far. One thing I do want to point out is I had a lot of inspiration from UFO Barbecue. He does a lot of venison-based meat sticks. One thing about venison is you have to cut a lot of the connective tissue out and a lot of the fat, or it's pretty gamey. He does a really good job of using maple and honey and everything to combat those flavors that come out of venison normally. These are some previous ones that I made. These didn't have any of the cherry. See, they're still pretty stringy. Smoky beef. salty, you know, beef stick flavored. But these should be something extraordinary. Still pretty warm. Have that really nice Slim Jim texture. That's what this is trying to mimic, with a little bit, with a ton of extra flavor. Yeah, the cherry made all the difference in the world, and it just changes them 100%. This is good. We're going from a $1.99 beef stick to a $2.99 beef stick just by adding a little bit of cherry to the package here. And then on the back end, there's a tang from that encapsulated citric acid. Very, very good. Highly recommend these. If you have any other recipes for your meat sticks, your beef sticks, your venison sticks, let me know down below how you make your meat sticks. Sold these at a local convention, and they told me that they put dried fruit in theirs. Hey, if you like this video, let me know down below by hitting the like and subscribe button. Anything you would change about this, any ideas you have for me, put them in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Be sure to check out this other amazing video.